Oh my gosh, welcome back to my Montreal series where I talk all things life in Montreal. Oh my gosh, it feels as though I haven't been on camera for so long. For you guys, it seems as though I've been coming on camera frequently, but I've actually created pre-recorded videos and was posting those, and I pretty much took a break. I took a break from doing videos and I feel so refreshed. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. On this channel, I talk all things life in Canada, how to immigrate to Canada, whether you're an international student or you're coming here as a permanent resident. If you're interested in knowing about life in Canada, you're interested in immigrating to Canada, definitely subscribe to the channel. So for this video, I am going to be taking you along my life here in Montreal. I moved to Montreal 9 months ago and now I feel as though I'm a pro. Right now, life in Montreal, I'm currently budgeting. It's midway through the month and I'm just budgeting for the month. So that just shows you how much of a break I was taking, where I even stopped doing my budgets because I just needed a break. But I feel so much better now and I'm going to Toronto next week. What? So I had no intention of going anywhere. I was thinking of going to either Quebec City or I would go to Ottawa this summer, but I wasn't really sure. Or during the fall, I was thinking I would go to one of these places. I'm ending up going to Toronto this summer, so I'm not sure if I'm going anywhere else, but I don't think it's going to be during the summer because Montreal has so many things that you can do that I don't really need to go anywhere. So we'll see where the day takes us and the week takes us. So come along with me, and I'm also going to be vlogging my time in Toronto as well. So as I talk about budgeting, I actually got a physical budgeting planner. I think that a physical planner just changes the game on budgeting. So I got a physical planner and I'm just going to show you what it looks like inside. As I speak of budget, I actually started a new channel. Again, I know. I cannot sit still. And once I take a break, I still have to do something. Like I can't just sit down and do nothing. So since I've been on this break, I started 75 hard for a month. So 75 hard challenge is a challenge where you do a series of things and you keep up with it throughout 75 days, which is 2 months and a half. I'm 1 month in with 75 hard, where I've been working out 2 times per day. No, when I say work out, I mean in the mornings I do a workout, but in the evenings I walk. I walk about 1 mile. That's where my threshold has stopped, where I survive 1 mile and then my body is like, go sit down. So that has been my routine, is literally working out in the morning and working out in the evening, and that's my way of working out. I've been doing at-home workouts. Previously I used to go to the gym, so I haven't been to the gym for a year and a half, and my current goal, one of the goals that I created back in January, and this is just your reminder that if you're not working on your goals, you still have some time. Like, it's not the end of the world if you haven't been working towards your goal, but this is your sign to get started. So one of my goals is to get back in the gym, and my way of getting back into the gym is not that I'm not going to just get up and go to the gym. If you want to actually evolve quickly, it's better to build up your fitness before starting the gym. So that usually means starting with at-home exercises, and I'm telling you that I started with just walking. Every single day I was walking. When I came back from Jamaica, I started to walk every single day, and then afterwards, after all of that, then I got back into working out, which was nuts because I was saying I can't work out, because I was thinking about my fitness level when I was going to the gym and was saying there was no way I could do that, which is true. But then when I think about it, I was like, what about beginner workouts? So I went back to beginner workouts and I was like, oh my god, this is too easy. So I got to realize that the beginner workouts were easy, so that's where I need to start. So I go to beginner workouts. Now I'm at intermediate workouts and I'm building up from scratch. As of last year, I've been ill. I had a medical condition and a lot was going on last year. It's a long story, a story that I'm not interested in getting into, but pretty much I had a medical condition and I could not work out all of last year. It was a long year last year, and that is a part of why I moved to Montreal. I actually mentioned it in a video that it's because I had a medical condition why I moved. Pretty much I was misdiagnosed for 2 years in Prince Edward Island, and it could have been avoided. Like, I constantly went to the doctor knowing something was wrong, but them saying nothing is wrong with you. But I just knew something was wrong. I was just gaining weight rapidly and I had to take stringent measures. Like, I stopped eating out, I did a lot, and that's when I finally balanced my weight. I went to the gym. That's when I started the gym. This was years ago, like back in 2022. All of this happened where I started to gain a lot of weight and I didn't know what was happening, and I was like, there's no way, like there must be something that's causing me to gain weight this rapidly. And when I went to the doctor, they did one test. They just test my thyroid and they were like, that's normal. But there was another medical condition, and based on what I said, if you're a good doctor, you would have known that there was something wrong. So anyways, all of that happened last year. Last year is when they finally figured out that something was wrong with me, when I had to rush to the emergency room. That's when they found out that there was actually something wrong with me. So with that being said, yes, I've been ill since last year, and I was pretty much ill long before that. It's just that it wasn't diagnosed and it wasn't giving a lot of symptoms. Like, I was just gaining weight, and that was the first symptom for like a year and a half until it went to more symptoms, and I kept going to the doctor and I kept being misdiagnosed. A lot happened last year that I didn't share, and it was a lot about my health. I started a brand new channel called Broke to Boss Finances. It's all about making money online. It's all about personal finance, and it's also going to be covering investments. And this is pretty much my way of getting into how exactly someone can make money online, whether you want it to be a side hustle, whether you want it to be your full thing, whatever it is, that is all that is going to be on that channel. So in terms of that channel, so for Broke to Boss channel, you can head on over to the channel. I'm going to link it down below. You can check it out down in the description, and you can head on over and subscribe. Show me some love over there. Just subscribe to the channel, and my first video will be launching soon. Haven't concreted the date. The first video will be launching soon on that channel, but head on over and subscribe for me, please. So I did that channel. I am doing 75 hard, and then there's another big update. Life in Montreal update. So one of the biggest things about Montreal is that it's very French. It's supposed to be bilingual, but in my experience, it's very French. There isn't much bilingualism. It's mostly French and a little bit of English, and that is also something that the government have been pushing, especially recently, where the government want people to know French and speak more French. So because they want you to speak more French over English, you will always be prioritized when you know French. And when you want to talk to people, they're going to want to talk to you in French. So it's very important to know French. So yes, I got into French classes and I didn't have to go through the paid route, which is where I was thinking I had to go, because it looked as though I was getting into the class, the free class. So the government offers a free class where you can learn French for free. That's your first option, and then the next option is to pay for the class. And I was like, well, if they have a free class, I should just wait on the free class. But one thing that I would say to anyone that is currently moving to Montreal is that as you hit the ground, and even if you're not yet here, start learning French right away if you're interested. If you don't want to speak French and you want to move to Montreal, I would definitely recommend that you go to the English area of Montreal, which is more so the West Island of Montreal, or in the city of Montreal in the downtown region. Those are the places where I've seen English more dominant, where persons have came up to me and actually speak English, which is always shocking when someone come up to me and initially speaks English. But in this region where I'm at, there isn't much English here, if any. There are also persons in this region that doesn't speak any English at all. So I highly recommend those places if you don't want to learn any French. In general, yes, you can come here and don't know any French, but ideally still want to learn French because it will make your life easier. For example, I was talking to someone and she does not know English properly. Like, she knows some, but not a lot. And we were communicating through our phone. So I was translating for her and she was reading what I was saying. So that alone shows you how important French is going to be, and it's going to be annoying if you don't actually want to learn the language. But I actually want to learn the language, so that is why it's not an issue for me. Plus I knew that there is a French phenomena here in Montreal before I moved here. So I'm now going to French classes. Today is going to be the third day of class, so it haven't been that long. It's just been 2 days that I've been there, and today is going to be the third day. And how has it been? So with French classes here, all the professors speaks French and only French. So in the classes, they are only speaking French. Now, this is very difficult when you do not know French. And when I first went into the class, I was there wondering, is this a beginner class? Because clearly it's not a beginner class if the professor is speaking all French. But that again, I heard someone saying it, that the classes that you learn French in French. And I don't know how I feel about it. It's been 2 days, because you don't know any of what the professor is saying at all. The only thing you'll know is what is written or what is on the projector. That's the only thing you will understand, and anything she explains showing on the projector or is written on the board. Other than that, you will have no idea what is going on in the class. There was a point where I started to wonder if I should stay in this class, because I was like, why am I staying into this class when it's all French? I don't know what this person is saying. Like, I'm wasting my time. It's a 3-hour class, and an hour and a half out of it, for the first day, she was just talking and I didn't know what she was saying. But for the second class, she only spoke for like 30 minutes, and then the rest of the class was she teaching with visuals that you can understand. So if she continues to make half of the class talking, then I would only learn 1.5 hours of the time. So I'm still wondering if it's worth my time, but I'll see how much teaching actually happens, because if she's going to talk, I don't know what she's saying. Like, there's no way I'm going to learn from someone speaking if I don't know what they're saying. Before all of this, I was already learning French, and that significantly helped me in the class. If I knew nothing going to that class, I would be completely lost. I would not know what in the world is happening, because I already studied a lot on pronunciations. I studied a lot in a lot of things, because before I thought that my knowledge is like nothing, but then when I go into the class and I hear her teaching, I realize there's a lot that I actually know. So this is my notebook that I've had the entire time. I started learning French February 2nd, 2025. And on my vision board for this year, I had to learn French. So I'm living a lot of what my goals were. That's like my current focus, is to focus on my goals and making sure that I'm hitting the goals that I set for January of this year. So one of them was learning French. I didn't really put any pressure on how much French I should know after 1 year. I was just like, learn French. So I've been studying since February 2nd was the day that I started doing French personally. The first thing I went through was numbers, so I knew that. I did a few sentences, putting things in sentences, months of the year, and then I went into a lot of different things, and it has significantly helped me, because either she skipped the basics or the basics is not taught, because the real basics was not covered in that class. But yeah, even for assignments, the instruction, everything on the sheet is all French. So everything in the textbook is completely French. Even the instructions are in French. I think the thing that you're saying now is, well, all you need to do is translate, right? But with translating, you're not allowed to translate, you're not allowed to do a video of the class, and you're not allowed to do any type of recording of any audio. So there's no translating that you can do. So you cannot use your phone at all. So they're pretty much making it extremely difficult for you to learn French. And I don't know if their goal was, oh, this is going to be easier for you to learn. I don't think their goal is to make you learn easier. I think the goal is just, let's teach them however we want to teach them. And if they get it, they get it. And if they don't, lucky them.